Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is a little bit different. It's kind of a life update slash just telling how I feel right now. So if you've been following me for a little while, actually, disclaimer number one, I know people hate these, but I'm giving it to you. Just got off work recently. I'm in the middle of bedtime slash dinner time. So you might hear Bob the Builder, you might hear my child knocking on the door. Not quite sure what's about to happen. I just wanted to get this video out because I know I've been MIA and I don't like leaving you guys hanging like that. So life update number one, I think my last update when I went MIA, I was telling you guys that I had just started working. I know this is a lot of disclaimers, but I just sneezed about 20 times in a row, so ignore my voice. A lot of people are dealing with allergies here. So yeah, my nose is a little weird right now. Like I said, I really wanted to get this video, and I knew if I didn't do it, I would BS and it would not get filmed. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, but I did want to talk about it and make myself talk about it. So the first thing that's been going on, I know my last update, I told you guys that I started working, and I work like a government type job. Don't want people to find out where I work. So that's one. I was part-time at the time when I told you guys, but a couple weeks after, like I mentioned, I went full-time. So I've been working full-time and then trying to balance everything. I never worked full-time, so it's been kind of a struggle trying to do the whole adulting thing. That's a whole other video, like just adulting, and then trying to pay down debts and student debts and credit card debt. I can make a video about that, because we've been working our butts off trying to pay down that stuff, which is a pain. And then just regular being a mom, being a wife, trying to get that stuff situated, of course. If you're a working mom, you know what I'm talking about. Just trying to balance your time. Then at the end of the day, I don't feel like recording and editing sometimes. I know it's bad, but just being real. I try to spend time with them and cook and all that stuff. So for the juicy stuff, that was just, okay, life update, blah, blah, blah. So I know I mentioned wanting a second kid before, and I never really went into detail. Usually when people ask, I'm kind of like, oh, I'm not ready to have a kid yet, blah, blah, blah. So of course everybody gets nervous and has like cold feet about it, but I low-key like really want a baby, like really bad. So I would downplay it because we were moving and then just stuff going on, but I really do. So I came off my birth control last summer, a little bit after we moved to Texas. I want to say July-ish. And if you don't want to hear about like women's periods and stuff, then you might want to click out now. So came off my birth control like July. I believe I had a menstrual cycle. I track it, but it's in my phone. The first month or so, but that was just kind of, I guess, my body coming off of the hormones. But I didn't get a period for almost 5 months. So in my mind, I'm like, this is taking a little too long to get one. What's happening? So I would track it in my phone. Let me tell you the exact amount of days. So my last period, or the one before the last one, I should say, after I came off the birth control, it was the first week of October. So November, December, January, the very end of February, I finally got one. So that was some months. Usually doesn't happen to people, right? So I'm all worried, like what is going on with me? I feel like my hormones have been like really rocky. I don't know what's happening. So I did some research because one of my coworkers, several of them are older women, and they would talk about their estrogen and hot flash and all this other stuff. So I look it up and I'm like, maybe my estrogen is low. So I finally was able to schedule a doctor's appointment on one of my off days from work, because I'm on probation, so I can't really take off work. So I figure out what the heck is going on with me. My doctor's like, oh, you're perfectly healthy, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, can you test my estrogen? And she's like, oh, that's probably fine, and all this other stuff. So I'm like, well, what is going on? She's like, well, we can check your testosterone, but I doubt you have that. I'm like, have what? She says PCOS. polycystic ovarian syndrome. I've done research from in the past because I always kind of had problems with getting my cycle regularly, and it would be kind of painful until I had my son. They're not painful anymore, but they weren't regular back in high school. So I'm like, okay. And then so she looks at my arms. She's like, you're not very hairy, touches my face. And if you know anything about PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, the common characteristics are extra body hair. So like a lot of people get like beard, like extra facial hair and thick hair on their arms and stuff. Usually they have weight issues, like being overweight, as you can tell. And if you've seen my other videos, I'm very tiny. So she's not the only doctor that has said or kind of laughed at me when I said, oh, maybe I have this. They're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. So in my head, I'm like, maybe I'm a hypochondriac. Happens to the best of us. So I just think it's all in my head. So she's like, I can test you just to see, and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay. They do the blood work. 3 weeks go by since my doctor's appointment. I believe week 2.5, I think it was. Yeah. I finally got my results on like when you sign up to get the diagnostic and you can look at it online. I elected to sign up to get the test results online of my blood work just to see like maybe I'm like deficient in some type of minerals or vitamins and all this other stuff. So I'm not going to show you the printout of it, but everything was in green. Everything was fine. It was perfectly in range. Vitamin C, vitamin D, everything was in range. But when I got to my testosterone, I believe it said you're supposed to be between like 2 and 42 points for a woman. Mine was 15 points over what it's supposed to be. So super red flag. There's like a caution symbol on my chart. And I found this out, I think, on a Saturday when I finally saw it, because it was posted that Friday. And later the next week, like that Monday, she tried calling me. Their office was closed. I called her that Tuesday, and they're like, oh, yeah, you have PCOS. Basically, there's nothing we can really do besides, if you want, you can go back on birth control to try to regulate it. But other than that, we can't really do much. But when you want to have a kid, you have to come back to our office so we can monitor you and do all these other tests, I guess, probably to see if I'm ovulating, because, of course, if you're not having a cycle for 4 months, you might not be ovulating properly. So, it wasn't all in my head. I wasn't being a hypochondriac. But in my eyes, I was kind of like crushed a little bit because I didn't think, I don't know, I guess you don't really think about having fertility issues. And I'm only 24, I must be 25 this year. And like I said, if you watch my older videos about when I was pregnant, is like right after I had my sons when I started this channel. And Amir just kind of popped up, like it wasn't really planned. I didn't even think about it. So this time around, I'm like, wow, I really have to think about this and kind of what is about to go on. Like, will I have to go on hormone injections or what? I don't know yet, because you have to run more tests, but it's just kind of crazy to think about. And it kind of makes me sad because, of course, on social media, you see everybody popping up with a baby, all the YouTubers. It's not like an angry feeling. It's kind of like, wow, I really want to have a baby. Like, I hope I'm able to have another one, because I wasn't really able to fully enjoy being pregnant and stuff like that with Amir, because I was in school and it was just kind of, I was only 20 and it was just really rushed. I feel like I wasn't able to really enjoy it and think about it like I would be now, I think. I don't know. I just wanted to let you guys know this, because when I get in these, oh, my nose, sorry. My allergies are, I really got to go right now. I just know when I get in these moments, I kind of distance myself from things and pull back into my own. And I struggled with anxiety before, like after I had my son, and I just kind of get in my own mind of, this video isn't good enough, this picture isn't this isn't that, like really critical of myself. That's why this video, I don't even know if it's gonna go up, but if it does, thumbs up to me. I just try to be very open and honest with you guys, especially the minority women that watch my channel, especially like the Black women and things like that, because I feel like fertility issues in the Black community really aren't discussed like that. Like, I feel like when you see things about women going through it, it's usually Caucasian women, not gonna lie. So it's harder to relate to sometimes, especially the younger Black women. I feel like it's just not talked about. I don't know where this is going, but I just wanted to share that with you because it's real. You go through it. I have a higher risk of miscarrying and all these other factors now because of some crazy condition I didn't even know existed. And it's based on my hormones. It's not really my diet per se, so I can't really lose weight like a lot of women that have it and it clear up because I'm obviously super tiny. Like, what weight am I supposed to lose? So just wanted to share that with you guys so I don't end up going into my shell and then not filming any videos or editing anything. And I have videos recorded. I'm just kind of been a mixture of emotions and going into my shell of not wanting to put myself out there and, I don't know, I guess feel bad about anything. So I'm sitting here in my bathroom talking to myself, debating if I'm gonna put this up today. But I just wanted to share that because it's what I've been feeling lately. I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of backlash, especially from family, like, why did you put that out there and blah, 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 and pray about it. And that's fine. I am and I will. But some things I feel like you should talk about. Like, it's not taboo to talk about it. So many women go through it. I don't understand why it's such a big taboo to discuss it with people, especially in the Black community. It's so frustrating. Like, I shouldn't even be thinking about, oh, I'm about to be judged for talking about it. It's an issue. It's fertility. Yeah, I had one kid. I should be grateful, and I am. I'm very grateful for Amir, but I do want to have more in the future. So knowing it's kind of like up in the air about how this is going to happen is kind of a weird thing to even process. And like I said again, and like I said, I'm going to say it again, I just kind of wanted to put it out there to not feel ashamed about it or feel down about not posting a video, because I've been kind of rocky with my hormones and my emotions, because if you know anything about PCOS, I have a kind of a combination of it. If you look it up, you'll see some things where my testosterone isn't super high all the time. It kind of fluctuates, so I get random like hormone changes and I just feel kind of just off. I don't feel like myself all the time. Sometimes I feel a little more high strung, a little more anxious and just snappy. So yeah, this is a week where I'm kind of, but the acne, oh my God, I'm gonna get me started on the acne I've been getting. I used to have cystic acne back in high school and I didn't really understand why, but it kind of all makes sense now. I hope this video isn't all over the place. I'm trying not to make it super long either, but I just wanted to get that out there before I wimped out. And you guys know nothing. This is very real, honest, raw video. Probably barely gonna edit it. And I decided to try and track my journey when I do decide to try and conceive my second child. So who knows when that's gonna be or when that's gonna be posted. I probably won't share it until, I don't know, the baby could be there when I decide to share it, but I am going to track it and show you guys the very raw and emotional side of really trying to have a child and it not being as easy for some of us. So yeah, I know this is a natural hair channel, but I do talk about my life. So if you are interested in seeing those videos, not just hair and just, like the channel's called, Naturally Money, just naturally me, just me being me and just saying how I feel sometimes, not all about the hair and all the glamour stuff, then make sure you subscribe for upcoming videos. And I'll see you in my next video. And if you dealt with PCOS, let me know in the comments or message me on my social media platforms. We can discuss it because I'm learning there's so many different variations and it's just a pain in my butt. So I'll see you next time, and thumbs up this video if I post it today because I'm this close to not posting it. But I'll see you guys later.